Details on how IEBC bungled the presidential election were brought to the fore by 4 judges of the Supreme Court. The 4, Chief Justice David Maraga, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Smokin Wanjala and Isaac Lenaola, with judges Njoki Ndong'o and Jackton Ojwang dissenting. In a court part with litigants in the case including NASA principal and Jubilee politicians, the Electoral Commission IEBC took the flog for the election and failed to capitalize on what the judges termed as illegal.
In the above context, we reiterate that the main questions that this court has to grapple with at this stage are as follows. A, whether the second respondent declared the results of the presidential election before he had received all the results tabulated on Forms 34A from all the polling stations.
The 4 judges stated that IEBC declared President Uhuru Kenyatta using Form 34C, which lacked security features, failed to open its servers, failed to transmit results from at least 11,000 polling stations. It configured Form 34C from Form 34B to the exclusion of Form 34A. However, the Supreme Court judges say the evidence presented in court proved a systematic institutional problem that fell short of pinpointing the individuals responsible for the glaring illegalities.
It should not be for the court to determine who comes to occupy the presidential office, save that this court, as the ultimate judicial forum, entrusted under the Supreme Court Act with the obligation to assert the supremacy of the Constitution and the sovereignty of the people of Kenya, must safeguard the electoral process and ensure that the individuals accede to the power in the presidential office only in compliance with the law regarding the elections. We reiterate those words in this petition. And for as long as the Constitution of Kenya has the provisions granting this court the mandate to overturn a presidential election in appropriate circumstances, it will do so because the people of Kenya, in the preamble to the Constitution adopted, enacted and gave unto themselves the Constitution and for themselves and the future generations.
On their part, 2 dissenting judges, Njoki Ndong'o and Jackton Ojwang, took the liberty of verifying their claims. According to them, all forms had already been filed at the Supreme Court by IEBC 48 hours after NASA filed their petition. They wondered why the rest of the bench did not take the role of verification. The 2 listed each constituency where all the forms allegedly had errors and pulled out the particular forms to confirm for themselves. What they found turned out to be the exact opposite of what Senator Orengo had told the court. Forms that had been listed as having no watermark, signature and serial numbers all turned out to have. Immediately after that ruling, for instance, Commissioner Chairman Wafula Chebukati was quick to point out the commission had already been in office for 7 months in what was seen as a finger pointed at Ezra Chiloba-led secretariat. The National Super Alliance, however, insists that the IEBC headquarters is a crime scene and demanded the Director of Public Prosecution move in and investigate its official. DPP Keriako Tobiko had deferred any action with regard to the commission and conduct of the impugned August 8 election pending the Supreme Court full verdict.